$1.9 million in winning bets, not one of them was real. That is the headline number from a Wall Street Journal investigation into Polymarket, the prediction market that pays you when you call a real-world event correctly. And there is one detail buried in how those videos were filmed that turns a normal ad into something the law has a name for. We will get to exactly what that detail is and why it matters far more than the eye-popping dollar figure itself.
Caroline here, and I want to start with what reporters actually counted, because the scale is the story. The Journal reviewed 1,105 videos from 10 paid creators, posted between December and the middle of May. Around 7 in 10 of those clips showed a bet being placed. The clues in the footage said none of the bets were genuine, and these were not finance professionals giving sober analysis. The report describes mostly college-age creators paid to perform excitement over wins that were staged for the camera.
So today we go deep on a prediction market marketing scandal, because the mechanics here repeat across every too-good-to-be-true money app you will ever scroll past. Get the pattern once and you will spot it everywhere, from crypto to day trading to the next thing that has not been invented yet.
Hey everyone, Kai jumping in on the part that makes my spreadsheet twitch. 10 creators, 1,100 plus videos, and the campaign racked up more than 140 million views. That is a manufactured impression at industrial scale, not a few influencers freelancing. Run the math on reach per dollar, and this was one of the most efficient deception buys I have ever seen.
I am Alina, and here is where it breaks. The trades were not even filmed on the live site. The creators were given near-perfect copies of the website to record on, so every win you watched was staged on a fake page that nobody could lose money on.
And the part that moves this from tacky to legally serious. Creators were told not to disclose that they were paid. Some only added the words at Polymarket partner to their profiles after Journal reporters started asking questions. The disclosure appeared only once the lights came on.
And here is the context that sharpens it. Polymarket was actually banned from the United States after a settlement with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission back in 2022. It only won a license to operate here again this past January, and the campaign specifically targeted American users.
Before I close out the open, I want to put the audience's own question on the table because it steers this entire video.
Go ahead and read it, Caroline. You flagged it earlier, and it is the right frame.
Yes, and it is the question under every clip like this. If the bets were fake but the platform is real, who actually got hurt here?
Hold that question because the answer is the whole video. Next, we open up the machine that turned those staged clips into real deposits, one stage at a time.
The genius of this campaign is not one fake video. It is the assembly line that turned fake videos into real deposits. I want to walk through where this machine actually breaks a person.
Right, so let me set up the stages because the structure is the whole story here.
Start where I always start, at the failure point. A single staged win is just a lie. It only turns dangerous when something amplifies it and strips off every signal that it was paid.
So picture the funnel from top to bottom. It starts with a staged win on a clone site, then clippers repost it, then it stops looking paid, and at the bottom a real viewer deposits real money.
At the top, the staged win. Bright, loud, a college creator reacting to a $100,000 payout on a $1,000 bet. The number is designed to be unforgettable, and it costs the platform nothing because the page is a copy.
And that is the cheat right there. A real ad has to show a real result, but a fake page can promise any number you want.
Stage 2, the clippers. A marketing contractor ran a network of reposters whose whole job was to spread the clips and make them look like they came from regular people, not a coordinated buy. One person posting a win is an ad you can ignore. Hundreds of accounts posting the same win becomes a vibe you start to believe.
Stage 3 is the quiet one, and it is the one that should bother you most. Brand names were scrubbed out of usernames so the posts read as personal and authentic. Strip the label off an ad, and it stops feeling like an ad. Your guard drops, because you think you are watching a pier, not a pitch.
And stage 4 is where a real human with real rent money sees a dozen of these, decides the easy money is real, and funds an account. That is the conversion the whole funnel was built to manufacture. Every earlier stage exists only to produce that one moment of someone reaching for their wallet on a false picture.
Now hold the gap in your head, because this is the number that does the damage.
118 of the clips showed creators winning almost $900,000. Run those exact same bets for real and they would have lost more than $166,000. The impression and the reality point in opposite directions.
And to be completely fair, the platform itself is real. People genuinely win and lose on Polymarket every day. What was fake was the impression that winning is easy and routine.
There is one more wrinkle worth naming. Polymarket's main exchange has been closed to United States users since that 2022 settlement, and the licensed version is invite only. So the campaign was selling an easy money dream that most American viewers could not even legally access through the front door. I want to pin down one thing before we move on, so let me hand it to Alina, who has been sitting on a sharp one.
I have. And it is the mechanism question. If the platform never touched the fake winnings, where exactly does the deception cause harm?
The harm is upstream of any payout. The deception changes who walks in the door. A funnel built on staged wins selects for the people least able to read the real odds, and those are exactly the people who can least afford to fund an account on a false picture. The fake never had to touch your money to cost you your money.
That is the whole answer to the question we opened with. The platform being real and the bets being fake are not intention. The realness of the platform is exactly what made the fake wins dangerous instead of harmless.
Right. A fake win that leads nowhere is just a magic trick. A fake win with a real deposit button underneath it is a trap. And that is what this was.
Before we keep going, one small favor that actually moves the needle. If this is landing for you, tap like, then subscribe and turn on the bell so you do not miss the rest. 2 taps, completely free, and it pushes this in front of more people who need it. Here is the fork that actually matters, and it is worth arguing out in the open. Prediction markets are either one of the better forecasting tools we have built, or they are a speculation machine dressed up as a public service.
I will take the upside because the tool genuinely works. A prediction market gathers thousands of people putting real money behind real opinions, and that price often forecasts elections and outcomes better than the pundits do. When people have skin in the game, their forecasts get sharper, not noisier.
I will take the other chair, and I start where I always start. Who gets paid when you say yes? Because the answer shapes everything that follows.
Then let me close my opening point first. Structurally, Polymarket is peer-to-peer, not a sportsbook. You are trading against other users, not a house that is rooting for you to lose.
Hold right there, Kai. If there is no house edge, walk me through how the company actually makes its money. That matters for who they need coming in the door.
Fair question. It earns on taker fees, which peak around 1.5% when an outcome sits near 50-50, plus data licensing and market creation fees. So it profits from volume and activity, not from any single person losing. That is genuinely different from a casino, where the house wins when you lose.
And that is precisely the problem, because volume is the business. If you profit from activity, your incentive is to maximize how many people are trading, which means recruiting people who do not understand the odds. A funnel built on staged $100,000 wins is not a forecasting tool reaching analysts. It is a customer acquisition machine pointed at the most vulnerable scroller. The mostly college-age creators in this report were not chosen to reach hedge funds.
K, that is a sharp hit. What is your honest answer to it?
Counterpoint, and it is a real one. Influencer marketing is normal and legal everywhere, from camera companies to running shoes. The existence of paid promotion is not the crime here.
Agreed, and that is exactly where I draw the line. The wrong is not the ad. The wrong is the deception.
Then say precisely where that line sits, because I want to hold you to it.
Gladly. Paid promotion is fine when it is disclosed and the result is honest. This was undisclosed and the result was fabricated on a fake site. That is not marketing a real experience. It is manufacturing a false one.
Let me steelman the harshest version of the upside before I rule. Even if the marketing was ugly, do not the genuine forecasting benefits to society outweigh some bad videos?
That is my best case, honestly. The signal the market produces is a public good even if the ads are garbage. And one creator quoted in the report defended it by saying they were just depicting what actually happens on the platform.
And my answer is that the forecasting good does not require the deception, so it cannot excuse it. Depicting what happens does not mean staging a win on a copy of the site. You can keep the information tool without faking the results to fund it. The defenders are quietly bundling two separate things into one.
Then here is where I land, and I think it survives both of your strongest points. The verdict is not the platform is evil, and it is not the platform is fine. The tool can be legitimate, and the marketing can still be deceptive at the very same time. And the Federal Trade Commission standard is the line that separates them. If a paid endorsement is honest and disclosed, it is an ad. The moment it is undisclosed and the win is staged, it is deception.
I can live with that verdict because it does not pretend the forecasting value disappears.
And I can live with it because it does not let the deception slide. That is a rare, honest middle.
Polymarket has said it is auditing its promotional content, which is the right first move. So my call is simple. Value the forecasting, refuse the fake, and hold both ideas at once.
And whether anyone is forced to refuse it is a live question. Legal experts in the reporting are split. One gaming attorney thinks the commodities regulator has stepped back from enforcement and may do nothing here,
While another lawyer argues the consumer protection side has the cleaner case, precisely because this was an undisclosed deceptive marketing scheme. That is the lane built for exactly this.
So that is where we land, with the verdict clear even if the enforcement is not. The tool can stay, the deception has to go, and you do not need a regulator's permission to protect yourself, which is exactly what we will give you next. Knowing a scheme exists is useless unless it changes what you do next time a clip like this lands in your feed. So this scene is the practical one the foretells you can actually use. And they work on any too good to be true money clip you scroll past, not just this one.
Tell number one is disclosure. Train your eye on whether the post even labels itself as paid. If a creator is clearly partnered with a money app and there is no disclosure anywhere, that absence is itself the red flag.
Tell number two is the math itself. A $100,000 win on a $1,000 stake is not a story about a smart bet. It is bait sized to be screenshot, and the odds of that outcome are microscopic. When the payout looks like a lottery ticket, treat it like one.
Tell number three is the one I trust most. The wins are always loud and the losses are never on camera. Any feed that only ever shows you the up days is hiding the failure mode. And the failure mode is where most people actually live. Survivorship bias here is not an abstraction. It is a marketing strategy.
And tell number four follows from all of it. The honest move can simply be to use the tool carefully, since the forecasting value is genuinely real.
Hold on, that is too quick.
Go on, push back, because I half expected you to come at this one.
Tell 4 has to include the option of not playing at all. Reading prediction market prices as a free forecast costs you nothing and carries no risk. Funding an account to trade is a separate decision with real downside, and most people are better off taking the information and leaving the wagering alone. That is the alternative the funnel never shows you.
Those 4 are ours, but I want them backed by someone who knows ad disclosure law cold. This is exactly their lane. Chris, can we get them on the line?
Let us bring them in, because this is the difference between our opinion and the actual rule. Calling our disclosure expert now.
Happy to join. The simplest way to think about the law is this. The Federal Trade Commission requires anyone paid to endorse a product to clearly and conspicuously disclose that they were paid. Burying it or removing it entirely is the violation.
So the hidden payment alone is already a problem before we even get to the fake win itself. The undisclosed part is its own violation.
Correct, and there is a second, harsher rule on top. A staged or fabricated testimonial is treated as deceptive all on its own. So a paid, undisclosed video of a win that never happened trips both wires at once. That is the legal core of why this story is not just tacky.
And the penalties for crossing that line are not trivial, are they? Because I want to know if this actually has teeth.
They are not. Each violation can carry a fine in the tens of thousands of dollars, and the advertiser, the agency, and the individual creator can all be on the hook. Watch the market as a forecast for free, and treat any deposit as money you can lose. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for that, and we will let you go. Carry this one home. A fake win cannot pay you, but it can absolutely cost you. And the only sure way to lose is to act on a result that was never real.
Read it, Caroline. You have been sitting on the one everyone watching is actually wondering about right now.
Yes, and it is the trust question that outlasts this one story. After a stunt like this, would you ever trust a money app that a paid influencer pushed at you?
Quick recap before we close. A Wall Street Journal report found Polymarket paid creators to stage almost $2 million in fake winning bets on copycat sites, then hid that they were paid. The platform is real, but the easy win picture was manufactured.
The tell I would tattoo on my feed is simple. If a money clip only ever shows you the wins, it is hiding the part that matters.
And the thing you can do tonight costs nothing. Next time a too good win lands in your feed, check for a paid label and remember that the loss never gets filmed. That one habit protects your deposit before you ever make it.
Here is what is coming up that I would not miss. The next fight is regulatory, and one lawyer in this story thinks the agency that could actually act is the one almost nobody expects. Which agency moves first, and why it changes everything is its own story.
If this saved you from one staged win clip, hit like and subscribe because we keep digging into the money stories dressed up to look like easy wins.
And one to leave you chewing on, so tell us in the comments. Would you ever trust a money app that a paid influencer pushed at you?
Small reps, big results. Get after it, and I will see you next time.